done your homework? Good. I'm excited to hear that. I can't wait to look at your works. Alright? Okay, so what day are we on today? That's right, today we're on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. For session 1, we're going to be looking at Speaking Tutor 1A, Lesson Dialogue, Wetlands. Okay, page 105. Today, we're not going to do much. We're just going to do a little bit of, vocabulary checking and listening to track. Alright, so open your book to page 105. If you don't have your book, it's fine. You just have to listen and watch the whiteboard, okay, and watch the video. Alright, but before we go on, reminds me of what you've already done yesterday in your Speaking Tutor 1A. Do you remember what you did in your Speaking Tutor 1A yesterday? Right. So yesterday you were doing some dialogue and practice about wetlands, right? You were looking at some vocabulary preview, correct? How many words were there? There were 2, 4, 6 words, and with its definition. I hope you already copied all the words down into your notebook. Okay, it's important to have all the vocabulary checklist in your notebook because when it comes to exam or something, you have all the work in your hands. Okay? All right. So for today, we're going to do something a little bit different, like I said before. All right. Open your book to page 105. Now, what you need to do is we need to listen to track 21. Listen to track 21. Now listen.
Dialogue, Wetlands.
What are you doing, Alice?
I'm reading a magazine article for science class.
What's it about?
It's about wetlands. They're really important.
Really? Why?
A lot of plants and animals live in wetlands. Wetlands help the environment.
How do they help?
Some of them clean water naturally. Also, they store water that the earth needs.
Can I read the article when you're done?
Sure.
Okay, I hope you've already listened to track 21, alright? So, let's read together the role-play presentation, okay? Alright, read the dialogue, sorry. Keith, what are you doing, Alice? I'm reading a magazine articles for science class. What is it about? It's about wetlands. They're really important. Really? Why? A lot of plants and animals live in wetlands. Wetlands help the environment. Oh, how do they help? Well, some of them have clean water naturally. Also, they store water that the earth needs. Can I read the article when you're done? Sure. Okay, so this is an article about wetlands, right? So, look at the questions in the blue box. Is Alice reading her science book? Is Alice reading her science book? Right. So Alice is reading an article, right? What is she learning about? What is she learning about? Right. So she's learning about wetlands, okay? Why it is important for animals and plants to live in wetlands, okay? Right. Look at the conversation and try to answer this question because more of these questions is going to come in your way later, okay? So there are 2 different characters, right, in the dialogue. Who are they? Keith and Alex. Alice, all right? What are they reading? What is Alice reading? Right, she's reading a magazine article for what? For science class. What is it about? What is it about? It's about wetlands. Good. Okay, so how do they help? How does wetlands help the environment? Okay, so some of them have clean water naturally and also store water that the earth needs. Okay? So, it's okay because it's not much here anyway. It's just normally speaking tutor. So just listening to dialogue wetlands. Alright? Not much. Please make sure that you copy the dialogues into your notebook. Alright? It's important. And more questions is going to be coming in your way for this session. Okay? So don't go away. Alright? Good. So don't worry. If there's anything that you don't understand, please make sure that you ask me at any time. Of course, you know, sometimes I make mistakes too in the video. I know that. But everybody makes mistakes. And that's when you realize you learn from your mistakes, right? Okay, good. Alright, don't go away. I'll see you in a bit for session 2. Goodbye. Okay, welcome back to session 2. Now for session 2, we're going to be looking at blueprint 2, lesson completing exercises on page 50. Remember yesterday we were just doing some vocabulary, right, about feelings and activities, okay? So today we're going to focus on that exercise. Alright, okay, so in our blueprint 2, do you remember what we did yesterday? I've already just gave you the answer like a couple seconds ago. That's alright? Yeah, that's right. So yesterday we were starting a new lesson, new unit, okay? Lesson 2, I love doing experiments. So experiments is more like doing some, like especially using it in science, okay? So you're doing like explosion experiment, you're doing science experiment, biology experiment, chemistry experiments, okay? These are all experiments. Alright, and also you were looking at some vocabulary, activities, and feelings. We did 4 words with its definitions as well and expressed the different feelings of what each word that is highlighted or underlined is used. Okay? Now, for today, please open your book to page 50. Okay, so on page 50 is the exercise. Okay? So fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs. Answers may vary. Alright? Okay, so I'm going to read it first and then we're going to complete the blanks together, okay? My chemistry class is great. I love in the laboratory. Number 2, I'm good at writing, but I notes in class. It's just not very fun for me. Number 3, Cassandra really mathematic problems. I asked her to help me with my math homework and she got angry. David is doing for a history report. He doesn't but he says it's not too bad. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to fill in the blanks of the words that we have above, alright? But a lot of answers may be different. It depends how you look at the sentence and it depends how you write it down. Okay? Because not everyone answers at this point are the same. Right? Alright, let's look at the first one and I will give you all the examples in all 4 exercises. Okay? Alright, my chemistry class is great. I love what? Doing experiments in the laboratory. Alright? Number 2, I'm good at writing, but what? You can say but I dislike, okay? But I really dislike taking notes in class. It's just not very funny for me, not very fun for me. Number 3, Cassandra really likes solving mathematics problems. I asked her to help me, but with my math homework, and she got angry. Number 4, David is doing research for history report. He doesn't like it, but he says it's not too bad. Now, even though I've given you the answers, it's not necessarily means that the answers are all the same for all students. So you can choose to put any different answers that you like, okay? If you want to choose the words above that we already learned, you can do that as well. It's not a problem, okay? Okay, good. Now let's look at section C in your world. What you need to do to section C is you need to write, okay? Talk to a partner, you need to write about learning English. So, this will be part of your homework or your classwork, alright? Talk about listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So, what this means, instead of talking, I know you can't talk because you don't have a partner at home, unless you have a brother or a sister that you can talk to. What it is about, you need to write an essay about learning English. So each section, how do you find learning English? Especially both four sections, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So you need to state which is easy for you and which is hard. Which is most important and why? What are some good ways to learn each of the language skills? Okay? So these are just some questions to ask you about learning English. So how do you find learning English? Both in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So out of the four, which one you find it most difficult? Which one you find it easy? Okay? And what are any other ways that is good ways to learn each language skill? So when it comes to learn languages, a lot of people have different skills, different ways to learn, okay? So some people speaks very well but not read well. Some people can read very well but not speaks very well. Some people can understand very well but cannot speak well, okay? So sometimes the understanding does not involve in more talking, but also if someone speaks to you, you understand, but it's just hard for you to respond back, right? I had that same problem many years ago when I first started learning English. It was very difficult for me because I could understand what was going on, but I couldn't respond back, and that really frustrates me a lot, okay? So it's okay, it's not going to be difficult, it's going to be easy. So just make sure that you try to focus and read the question again and again and try to focus on the same topic. Okay, and remember, when it comes to writing, you need to go back and look at how to write good essays, yeah? So you need the introduction, the body, editing skills and whatnot, and reference as well. Okay? Alright, great, excellent. I don't have much for you for session 2 for today's class. More homework, more classwork coming in your way later on in the day, okay? So, all from me for you for this week session, for today's session, sorry. I will see you tomorrow for my next video. Goodbye for now. Bye bye.